Tygers versus Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome into Mansfield, Ohio Pete Henry Gymnasium, where the Jackets and the Tigers will battle tonight. High school basketball live and free on the OH Report coming up next.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Pete Henry Gymnasium, where the Mansfield Tigers are set to take on the Yellow Jackets of Mount Vernon in a big OCC matchup as both teams try to stay in the hunt for the Ohio Cardinal Conference. I'm Effie James alongside the legend, my partner, my mentor, Mr. Gregg Collins, for the call tonight. And, Coach, both these teams are on the wrong side of the winning track at this moment, but both have shown some signs of getting better at times.
Well, you're right. And, when I look at this league, it just seems, and it's relatively early for some schools, especially for Mansfield Senior, but it seems like Worcester and Ashland are maybe a level above everybody else right now.
Right.
Everybody's trying to hunt with those guys. And you can't fall very far behind. Now, with that being said, Mount Vernon has already played 7 games. They're in the conference, 3-4 in the conference. They've got an uphill battle, fewer games to go. Senior High at 1-2, already losing once at home to Worcester, losing on the road to Ashland. They have to hold home court, and they've been playing better lately, you're right, but they have to hold home court, and then when they go on the road, they're going to have to steal some.
All right, and the Yellow Jackets have, they played a really good game Friday night. They played West Holmes at home, and starting guard Dane Burgess scored 23 points for the Yellow Jackets. He had a great night for them, so they are trying to get things going. And I know you got a chance to talk to Coach Kuhn before the game. How does he feel about coming into tonight's matchup with the Tigers?
Well, you're right. He's excited about the offensive output because they've struggled this year offensively and defensively. But offensively, they're only averaging 48 points a game. Back in early December, they played West Holmes. They only scored 27 points and got beat by 19. Now, as you talked about, last Friday night they play at home. They score 65 points, win by 17. So, yeah, with a 65-point production from his offense, but he knows for it to be something to be really excited about, it has to come on a consistent basis.
Right, and on the other side with the Tigers, they played Temple Christian on Saturday night, and a game that turned out to be a little bit tighter than I'm sure Coach Sykes would have liked, but they ended up getting the win, getting a pretty healthy margin. So the Tigers right now are just looking to find their footing, seems like to me. They're still trying to find their footing, and this would be a good win for them to get a home, like you said, a home conference game to build their confidence.
Well, and I had them Friday night. You had them Saturday.
Yeah.
On Friday night, they gave great effort, and there was some foul trouble. Maurice Ware just had a great game, and you're talking about a young man that played, I think it was 23 minutes. He sat out a great deal the second quarter because of foul trouble. Shad Kramer, their leading scorer, was in foul trouble, it seemed like, the entire basketball game. And he was held scoreless. But overall as a team, their effort, their energy was outstanding. And I thought my reviews were that if they continue to play that hard, they're going to win a lot of basketball games.
And I agree. As we get ready to start this ball game here, and the Tigers are lined up, and we'll step away for the playing of our national anthem. So as we get ready for tonight's ball game, and the starters are getting ready to get announced here, Coach, and it's important, and I think when we'll talk about keys to the game here shortly, but it's important, I know, for both teams. They both want to get off to a good start tonight. That's got to be key for both teams for sure.
Well, I would think so, and it's two teams that have really struggled all year to score points. As I said, even though Mount Vernon scored in the 60s their last game against West Holmes, which is a team that likes to keep the slow pace. It's not going to be an up-and-down game. They're only averaging 48 points a game. Well, Mansfield Senior's just a little bit better at 54 points a game.
Right.
So both teams have struggled in various parts of their offense. For Mansfield Senior, it's certainly been with their perimeter shooting. You would love to get a quick start, as you said, and make the other team have to try to catch up, because a game like this, where if it is a slower pace, a 10-point lead could be similar to a 25-point lead when it's teams going up and down the court, and it's easier to catch up.
Absolutely, and as we look at our keys to the game for the Tigers, turnovers, Coach, cause and prevent.
Well, certainly, and you and I both agreed on that one. Both teams are averaging about 16 turnovers a game, which is too many.
Right.
If you're Mansfield Senior, though, and you have suspect perimeter shooting like they have had this year, it would be great to create some offense from their defense.
Absolutely.
Get some turnovers where you can convert them into layups.
Absolutely. And we're at tip-off, and the Tigers control the tip. Maurice Ware with the basketball.
And I'd be interested to see what you thought on Saturday, but Maurice Ware, again, I just was so excited to watch him play on Friday night. It's so fun to watch young man play hard
Yes.
with great effort. And, if he can make everybody play to his level, Senior High is going to be a much better team.
Absolutely. Miles Bradley goes in for the opening bucket for the Tigers.
And, Miles is, I don't know, it might be his first time starting this year, but it's good contribution right off the bat. And it looked like they were trying to run a little bit of flex.
Yes. And the Tigers in their man-to-man defense. Blake Meyer with the shot blocked by D'Angelo Chapman. Mount Vernon retains control of the ball.
And you watched a little bit of the game against West Holmes with Mount Vernon. You said they went a little high-low, so it's going to be important for D'Angelo Chapman and whoever will be playing inside, probably be Emil Upchurch at times. You're going to have to make your presence known inside. Absolutely.
That's good defense that time by D'Angelo Chapman. Forces the turnover, and Shad Kramer is on the run. Kick out to Maurice Ware for three, and it's good.
That's good to see by Maurice.
Tigers are up 5-0, 6:35 left to play in the first quarter. Burgess struggling inside. Shots blocked. Miles Davis on the run down the lane. His shot's blocked, and Emil Upchurch with the rebound and the score with the left hand, and the Tigers are out quick. 7-0 with 6:18 remaining and a timeout by the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets.
Well, we didn't get through all the, as we see the starting lineup here, we didn't get through all the keys, but one of the keys was getting some easy baskets, some second chance points. And here Upchurch right away with an offensive rebound.
Right away.
And a putback. And that's something where, again, when you're struggling from the perimeter, Effie, you got to find other ways to score, right?
Absolutely.
And, it's something that I think, back in our day when we were coaching here, we had kids that were willing. They wanted to get on the boards.
Yes.
They were willing to hit those offensive rebounds. And, that's a big sign right there, as well as Maurice Ware knocking down a perimeter three.
Absolutely. And the Yellow Jackets with the ball coming out of the timeout, and the Tigers with great ball pressure now. They go inside to Blake Meyer, and he is fouled by D'Angelo Chapman. Blake Meyer with the jump hook came up just short. Blake Meyer, the leading scorer for Mount Vernon. And there's, as you see, Emil Upchurch on the replay. Blake Meyer, leading scorer, right around 13 points a game for the Yellow Jackets. His first shot is up and good. And he puts the Jackets on the board.
One thing we were kind of giggling at before the game was, here's a young man that's shooting 46% from the three-point line, but he's shooting 50% as he shot right there, 50% from the free throw line.
Right on cue.
Yeah.
This is the second free throw. But the Jackets retain possession here. 7-1, 5:58 to go in the first quarter. Tigers with the lead.
This is as good a ball pressure as I've seen. I think this is my fourth game with Senior High. As good a ball pressure as I've seen. Hopefully they can sustain this for 4 quarters.
Yellow Jackets with the offensive rebound. Meyer with the jumper, no good. Shad Kramer with the rebound, and he's on the run. Kramer attacks the basket and scores with the right hand. Tigers up 9-1 with 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And you're right, he did attack the basket. That was not an easy shot. He had to get around a taller man, used his body and went right into him and got the layup. And again, an easy, I shouldn't say an easy basket, but a basket created from defense.
Absolutely. Blake Meyer inside to Bo Bridges, who's double-teamed. Dane Burgess for three is off. D'Angelo Chapman with the rebound. And here comes the Tigers again with an 8-point lead. Maurice Ware's on the wing, looks inside to Kramer, who turns it over. Bo Bridges got a gift right there in the post.
But it was good to see them looking inside. They know they have to score some in the paint and trying to get a post entry into Chapman.
Dane Burgess' shot is off. Miles Bradley with the rebound, and he's coming down fast on the right wing.
And I like to see that. I like to see.
Shad Kramer misses the layup.
Good move, but I'd like to see them push the ball down the court. And it looks like Miles Bradley, that's what he wants to do. That's a good sign.
Right. Cross-court pass to Gleason. He takes a contested jump shot, Shad Kramer with the rebound. Kicks ahead to Upchurch. Misses the layup.
That's 2 layups. I mean, that's good transition, a good pass by Shad Kramer, and I know Emil would love to have that one back. But those are the ones you got to convert on.
All right, those are the types of looks we were talking about they need. Bo Bridges inside, kicks outside to Gleason for 3. And no good, and we have a foul on Bo Bridges inside as Miles Bradley was battling for position.
I think the pace of the game is right where Marquise wants it. I think it's better than what it's been over the last few games, at least I've seen from senior high. And I think it's much faster than what Mount Vernon likes to have. Right. I don't think they want to play at this pace. I think they'd like to keep it more to half-court sets. And now senior high is at a half-court set. We'll see if they can convert down here in the half-court. No better guy to have it than your guy that can penetrate.
All right, that is Chunky Haney with the shot. Miss. Haney comes in along with Anthony Pearson as subs for the Tigers. And Blake Meyer misses the layup inside. The Tigers on the run. Upchurch. And there is a timeout on the court. Looks like Anthony Pearson took a shot.
I think he inadvertently got hit in the face, and unfortunately he's going to have to come out. While we got time, one person I'm really looking forward to watch play, I thought he played well Friday night, was Anthony Pearson.
Yes.
The young man that transferred from Columbus and didn't start getting PT until really after Christmas. Mm-hmm. He is a perimeter threat, which Mansfield needs.
Yes.
He shot the ball well Friday night. Saturday, you said he played pretty well?
He did.
Hopefully he's starting to get his legs under him, and he could be a big asset to this Tiger team.
Brock Hill checks into the Tiger lineup. Miles Bradley with the shot. No good. And the Yellow Jackets come down with the rebound. Hudson Roller gets it down inside. Nice move, no good. Miles Bradley with the rebound, and the Tigers again on the run.
Nice pass. Yeah. Didn't jump stop, but made the right read on the pass.
Well, one thing you could tell right away, Coach, you can tell the Tigers' game plan. They want to get out in transition. You've seen some early and often substitutions. Coach Sykes wants to keep them fresh, but that is a major difference from at least what I saw on Saturday. They are trying to push the ball in transition.
And I think that's their strength. And again, when you're struggling to score, you got to find other ways. Mm-hmm. They have good athletes. They've missed a couple of bunnies in there that I'm sure they would love to have back. But down here at the defensive end, they're playing well enough that, hey, they can afford to miss a couple.
And Blake Meyer going strong inside, gets that partially blocked by D'Angelo Chapman. And Shad Kramer pulls down the rebound. Tigers with the ball up 9-1 with 2 minutes, 20 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
I think Mansfield's at its best when the ball's not sticking. You know, we're moving the basketball, getting the ball from one side to the other. We're not catching and dribbling in one place. If you're going to penetrate, great, penetrate, but not in one place. Keep that ball moving. It looks like they're going back to a little flex action.
And there's Shad Kramer with the corner three, no good. Maurice Ware back taps it out. Kramer drives hard with the right hand, no good. Roller with the rebound.
And again, that second chance is because of hustle on the offensive boards.
Bo Bridges gets the ball inside. Strong move inside. Bo Bridges good for 2.
Well, it's good to see Chapman back in the game, but you know, Mount Vernon's going to play a lot of 4 out, 1 in, and talking with Coach before the game, it's if people follow Wisconsin and what Dick Bennett used to do, it's a great deal of the swing offense. It's going to be some back screens, but looking to feed inside to any one of their 5 players.
Shad Kramer takes a 3 from the wing, no good. Bo Bridges with the rebound. And the Yellow Jackets come down with 1 minute to play. The Tigers are up 9-3 in the first quarter.
It looks like the pressure is let up a little bit. Oh.
And Chunky Haney steps into the passing lane, can't hang on. Caden Rowland drives to the basket, kicks out, can't get the open look, and Roller with the three, no good. Maurice Ware with the rebound. And Ware gets called for the charge, and Coach, I'll tell you what, I thought that was great position. Maurice Ware tried to do a Euro step, but the Mount Vernon defender, Nolan Belcher, was just standing there waiting on him. Took it right in the chest.
And we're two former coaches. I don't think we've ever been wrong with calls. I mean, the officials sometimes miss them, but we've never been called. But I agree with you. That was a good call. There were two players there, and I'm not even sure if a great Euro step would have gotten around them. But and Maurice is one in my opinion, they can't afford to have sitting.
Right.
Again, Friday night against Worcester, he sat the second quarter in foul trouble. Worcester had a big quarter.
Turnover with 16 seconds to play. Roller just lost the ball out of bounds. The Tigers going to take over here with 16 seconds to play. Tigers are up 9-3 here in the first quarter.
Certainly enough time to get a good shot, maybe a ball screen to try to open somebody up.
Anthony Pearson's back in the game. Turnover.
And turnover.
And a turnover. Brock Hill comes away with the ball. Miles Bradley with 1 second. I don't think he knew it. And that's the end of the first quarter with the Tigers up 9-3 over the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. You are watching high school basketball live and free on OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Welcome back. Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets have the ball. We're in the second quarter now. The Tigers are ahead 9-3 in a fast-moving first quarter. Blake Meyer with the nice move, pump fake and score. 9-5. Tigers have the lead. 7:43 to play here in the second quarter.
And that looked like it was a set play out of the timeout. Isolate Blake Meyer at the elbow and let him turn and take it right to the basket.
Tigers turn the ball over and then get the ball back. Brock Hill with the pickpocket, and he's down on the right wing. Out to Anthony Pearson.
The last 15 seconds of the first quarter and the beginning of this second quarter has been too many turnovers.
And yet another turnover for the Tigers as the Yellow Jackets push it down here in the front court. They look inside the Bo Bridges, and yet another turnover, and Anthony Pearson's on the run. Kicks it to the side to Miles Bradley, who looks inside to Brock Hill, and it's good inside.
And that's good transition. Very good by Miles Bradley. Head up the whole time and found Brock Hill hustling down the court.
And Tigers are up 11 now to 7 as Blake Meyer is starting to get on track. The leading scorer for the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets finds a bucket inside.
That time D'Angelo Chapman helped inside out. You always tell your bigs inside, you can't help inside out.
Absolutely.
But you know, they're playing hard. And
D'Angelo Chapman with
nice
the up
move.
and under a post move inside. You don't see many of those these days, Coach, a true post move, but that was a good one by D'Angelo.
You're right. You don't see people that play with their back to the basket.
Dane Burgess with the shot inside, no good. Chad Kramer with the rebound. Tigers playing with some pace here. Brock Hill for three, and it is good from the right wing. Tigers ahead 16-7 with 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Set up by Chad Kramer as he penetrates and draws Brock Hill's man to him. and kicks it out to for a good three-point shot.
The Jackets setting things up down here in the front court. Dane Burgess out top. Passes over to Caden Rowland, who's on the drive and got bumped, I believe, by Brock Hill. They're a little bit aggressive. The Tigers are playing aggressive on-ball defense tonight, and we talked, Coach, about how much better they have to be guarding the ball as we see Brock Hill here with the wing three. But we talked about how much more aggressive they need to be on the ball and not giving up drives.
Oh, exactly, and there's an example there with Miles Bradley. They have to. For them to be successful, they have to have ball pressure.
Anthony Pearson on the drive, and I think they called a jump ball there, and Tigers will retain possession, but it's like we said, they can't give up drives, but yet on the offensive end, they want to be able to drive. So that's what the Tigers are looking to do.
Well, exactly. And now that they've knocked down a couple of threes with Maurice Ware hitting one, Brock Hill hitting one, maybe that will open up the inside a little bit more.
And Chad Kramer kicks it over. Anthony Pearson, who is a deadly three-point shooter, is on the drive, and they get him for a travel, extra steps. And, Pearson, who is, a really good perimeter shooter for the Tigers, as you mentioned earlier, that's something that they really need. That time he tried to put it on the floor and got called for travel.
Yeah, he's someone that, again, last weekend he played awfully well, shot the ball awfully well, and for a team that's struggling from the perimeter, boy, if you can find one person to knock him down. Now tonight, Maurice Ware and, again, Brock Hill have knocked him down, but if Senior High can develop some perimeter shooting, I think right now it's in the 20% range.
Right.
Even if they could get it up to 27, 28%, add that with their pressure defense and getting transition, their points per game is going to increase.
Absolutely. And Miles Bradley picked up his second foul, and he goes to the bench. And Bo Bridges down inside finds Blake Meyer for two. Meyer has scored the last 3 buckets for the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets that we mentioned. He is their leading scorer, and he is getting into an offensive rhythm here in the second quarter.
And he's been the recipient of people penetrating, defense helping, and he's been in the right spot at the right time.
Emil Upchurch finds the dribble and puts it in for the score. Tigers up 18-9. 4 minutes, 22 seconds left to play in the second quarter.
That kind of reminds me of his daddy. Remember, remember his father?
Absolutely.
You talk about a basketball player.
Absolutely. Great athlete.
Oh, he was.
Rowland on the drive. Blake Meyer, who's had the hot hand here, is forcing his way inside the paint. No good. Bo Bridges with the offensive rebound. No good. Finds it again. No good. And he's fouled. This time I believe that's going to go on Emil Upchurch. But Bo Bridges battling hard on the offensive boards.
And you look at Bo, he's 6'4", he's a junior, but he's a thick kid. He is shooting 66% from the field, which tells me he's getting a lot of opportunities like that, hitting the offensive boards, catching the ball inside, using a post move maybe, but he's getting a lot of close-in shots, and that time he's able to draw the foul.
Bo Bridges knocks down the first free throw. He lines up for the second. It's good. He makes both. Tigers ahead 18-11, 3 minutes, 52 seconds to play here in the second quarter.
Keep that ball moving. Don't let it stick. There's good ball movement.
Anthony
to a
Pearson
big.
For 3, and it is good. And we talked about Pearson. He is a dynamic three-point shooter. And the Tigers shooting it well from the perimeter are up 21-11, 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Well, for a team that doesn't shoot well from the perimeter, he is shooting over 40% from the perimeter. But you look at his stroke. Doesn't it look like a good stroke?
It does.
It just looks smooth.
Yes, nice-looking shot. And Caden Rowland shoots his own 3, misses it, gets his own rebound. And I think the Yellow Jackets are going to retain possession here. No, I think they're going to give it to the Tigers. And looks like Amon Thomas is going to check into the ball game for Brock Hill.
And I know that's someone you're excited about.
Yeah,
you thought he played awfully well this weekend on Saturday especially.
Yeah, he came in and Amon Thomas dominated the boards. He didn't play a lot of minutes, but he had 10 rebounds in limited playing time on Saturday.
Oh, that's big.
as the Tigers on the offense. Anthony Pearson takes a look at the three. Maurice Ware on the drive down the baseline, and I think he stepped out, and he did. And Maurice Ware, he makes a living with that type of drive. That is a good move for him. At that time, he just stepped out of bounds.
Even though the ball was on the right side of the court, I think the entire possession, there was some ball movement.
Right.
So it was difficult to get to help side, at least ball side, any help. And Maurice took advantage of it. He stepped out of bounds on that.
And Blake Meyer inside. Maurice Ware pokes it away, and he is out on the run. Nice hustle by Amon Thomas, and goes back into the backcourt. Bo Bridges picks it up. He loses it. Thomas throws it ahead to Maurice Ware, who goes up and lays it in. Tigers 23, Jackets 11. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Great hustle.
Another turnover for the Jackets, and Emil Upchurch is on the run and misses the layup, and a late whistle on a blocking call against the Yellow Jackets. And a nice, strong move that time by Emil Upchurch. Got fouled by Owen Gleason on the shot. He'll be shooting too.
And I think that's one where the Euro step prevented the charge.
Yeah.
I mean, he was going right at the defense, used the Euro step, and I thought it was a good call again by the official to make it a block. Hopefully by next year, as Emil gets a little stronger, this is going to be a three-point play.
Right.
He's going to convert the two and go to the line for one.
And Emil misses his first one. And I think sometimes with the Euro, I think kids have it made up in their mind that they're going to do it. And sometimes that gets them, and we saw Maurice Ware get a charge early. I think that gets him in trouble sometimes.
Right.
Emil Upchurch knocks down the shot. Tigers ahead 24-11 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the second quarter.
By far and away, and I know we've said it, but this is the best defense I've seen senior high play. Now the key is, can you sustain this for 4 quarters?
And another turnover. Emil Upchurch on the run, lays it up and in. Tigers ahead 26-11, 1 minute 50 seconds to play in the second quarter. And the Jackets are reeling right now. They need a bucket in the worst way, as Dane Burgess is out top being defended by Emil Upchurch. And yet another turnover. Shad Kramer this time, the recipient of an errant pass. And Kramer with the spin move, he goes up strong and gets fouled that time by Bo Bridges. And the Tigers right now are playing well. They're playing with a lot of energy, and they are looking to attack off these turnovers.
Well, they are, and we only hope that as a senior high fan that they don't take their foot off the gas. Keep with the ball pressure. Keep with the transition. Their transition tonight, again, is as good as I've seen.
Chad Kramer misses the first and knocks down the second. Tigers 27, Mount Vernon 11. 1 minute, 25 seconds to play here in the second quarter.
Now, we talked about before the game, Effie, we talked about having contest shooters. They've done a good job of contesting three-point shooters. That's a pretty good closeout. Good shot, but it's a good closeout. Hips down, hands up, just a better shot.
Nolan Belcher knocks down that three, and the Jackets now with 14 points, and they get the defensive rebound, and they're looking to get another score here. Dane Burgess gets it over to Bo Bridges, who looks inside.
You'll notice they'll post up anybody. They have a guard in there posting up right now.
And another turnover. Shad Kramer on the drive. Shot blocked by Dane Burgess. Great hustle that time by Burgess. Burgess now down at the other end, trying to get something going offensively for this Yellow Jacket team. Nice cut that time by Nolan Belcher. He misses, but Bo Bridges is there for the putback. 27-16, Tigers lead. Just under 17 seconds to play here in the half.
And I think Coach Sykes wants one shot and wants to set up maybe a set of some type, it looks like, for Chunky for three.
No good, and ball tipped out of bounds by Emil Upchurch. 2.2 seconds left to play in the half, and the Tigers again up 27-16. Mount Vernon I'd imagine is going to try to get a long pass here for 2 seconds to see if they can get a look at a bucket. And Roller with the deep shot, no good, and it is halftime. The Tigers are up 27-16 over the Yellow Jackets. You are watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
And welcome back to Pete Henry Gymnasium in Mansfield, Ohio, and Mansfield Senior High School, where the Tigers are up here at halftime 27-16 over the visiting Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. And let's take a look at some halftime stats here, Coach. And the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets from the field, 6 of 24, while the Tigers are shooting 11 of 22 from the field.
Well, I think Coach Sykes is pretty excited about that. Yeah. 11 of 22 from the field, 3 of 7 from the three-point line, which is outstanding. Coach Kuhn with Mount Vernon, as we said beforehand, he wants to see consistent shooting from the perimeter. Mm-hmm. They shot well against West Holmes last week. Tonight, not so good, but I think a lot of that is pretty good on-ball defense. Right. Senior High's given a lot of pressure. The 1-3 that I remember Mount Vernon made from the right corner was still pretty good pressure on the ball. Yes. High hands, made him shoot over him, and he just a good shooter, hit a big shot.
Yeah, and the big thing for Mount Vernon also, 10 turnovers there in the first half, which, we talked about it earlier. Both teams are averaging 16 turnovers a game, and Mount Vernon with 10, though, but it just seems like they had a stretch there in the second quarter where it was the end of the first quarter into the second quarter.
Right.
It was just turnover after turnover, and that allowed the Tigers to get out and transition and score a lot of easy buckets.
Right, and, not all turnovers are equal.
Right.
You never want to have turnovers. But the worst is when a turnover results directly into a quick basket at the other end, whether it's a layup or it's a numbered situation for a good jump shot. It seems like senior high is causing turnovers via steals and taking advantage of it and getting some layups down here, and that's not including at least 3 layups that they've missed that I know they're capable of making.
Right. And right now, as far as leading scorers, Emil Upchurch, he had a little burst there at the end of the second quarter. He's leading the Tigers with 7 points, and Blake Meyer, who was also the leading scorer for Mount Vernon, he has 7 going in at halftime. So it's balanced scoring, for both teams. But the Tigers, that's the way they're going to have to play. They're not going to have a guy that's going to be able to come out and get 20, 25 points in a night. They're going to have to be able to spread the ball around and get some even scoring up and down their roster.
Well, as you know better than anybody, there have been some great players come through Mansfield Senior, and we've been a part of some great teams that had maybe 1, sometimes 2 great scorers that you could count on every night getting 20 points and, close to maybe 10 rebounds a game. They don't have that right now, so they're going to have to do it by committee. One area that I think is big, 27 points at the half. I'm sure they'd love to have more, but that's on pace for their average. 14 of those points are in the paint.
Right.
And, they've already hit 3 threes, hit 3 big shots, but we've talked about somehow senior high has to find a way to get the ball in the paint, whether it's post entries, whether it's transition, whether it's second chance, offensive rebound, putback. They have to find ways to score in the paint area, and tonight majority of their points are in the paint area.
Right, and as we get ready here to start the second half, we're going to step away for a quick break, and we'll be back with the start of the second half of the Tigers versus Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. You're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
And welcome back to Pete Henry Gymnasium at Mansfield Senior High School, where the Tigers, as we begin the second half, are up 27-16 over the visiting Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. And Coach, right now, as we do a live look-in at the state-ranked Fredericktown versus Centerburg game, which is a big game in the area tonight, we can see Centerburg is ahead 40-31 here in the third quarter.
I believe both those teams are in the KMAC, and Centerburg has won the conference the last couple of years, maybe shared it with Northmore one of those years. But, a lot of people in the Mansfield area don't know a lot about these teams. They're not that far away, but they play in the Central District.
Yes.
And, just like Northmore and actually Mount Vernon is in the Central District, which means they go to the Columbus area to play their tournaments. So, we don't have the following that other teams in the Northwest District have. But that is a big game. You're right.
Yeah, and I got an opportunity last week to watch Western Reserve, who I had not seen play, but they were dynamite. They played Crestview on last week, and, they were dynamite. Again, it's like you said, we don't get a chance to see a lot of these teams, even though they're close.
Right.
We don't get a chance to see, but I was really impressed with the young Coach Sheldon has got going on down there at Western Reserve.
What's kind of interesting about that, people I'm sure remember Rob Sheldon, the father that coached at Winford, had great success, a Hall of Famer. His two sons, one coaching at Western Reserve, you said, the other Colonel Crawford. Well, they open up the season with each other this year. Right. And I think it's the first time. They just didn't want to play, and I'd be interested to know who Mom and Dad were rooting for.
Right. And Colonel Crawford got the better of Western Reserve. That's their only loss on the season, by the way. As we start here in the third quarter, Mount Vernon opens with the basketball. The Tigers open up in a 2-3 zone, give Mount Vernon a different look.
Now, they played the 2-3 on Friday night against Worcester and did a pretty good job with it. I know in talking to Coach Sykes afterwards, he said it killed him to play a 2-3, but hey, if it's working, it's working, and right here they get a turnover.
First forced a turnover, Maurice Ware misses the shot, gets his own rebound, up and good. Tigers 29, Jackets 16, 7:25 to play in the third quarter.
Well, Effie, I know you were the same way I was when I was the head coach. At halftime, you're always looking at what you can improve upon.
Right.
You're never happy, even though senior high played a good first half. Well, one area senior high can certainly improve upon is offensive rebounding. They only got 2 the first half. Yeah. Well, right away, Maurice Ware comes out with 1.
Right.
That's a good sign. They can and they should be able to be more productive with their offensive rebounds. They have some good athletes. You talk about an Emil Upchurch coming from the perimeter. That's a tough checkout.
Absolutely. And after another turnover, the Tigers take the ball again. Maurice Ware, straightaway 3, no good, and the ball lands out of bounds. And Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets, 2 possessions, 2 turnovers here to start the second half. And the Tigers now are picking up full court. They're going to turn up the defensive pressure.
Looks like now are they back into their man-to-man, so they just went zone for a couple of possessions.
Bo Bridges with the nice cut underneath.
And if people at home were able to see that, it was off a back screen on the weak side, which is what they're going to do a great deal of, and catch Bo Bridges inside for a easy bucket.
And turnover on the other end. Chad Kramer got called for palming the basketball as he dribbled down the right wing. And Mount Vernon with the possession.
And you see Coach Sykes, he's always coaching. He's
Absolutely.
always coaching.
Teaching his kids.
Exactly.
Dane Burgess runs it down with Miles Bradley all over him in the backcourt. Bo Bridges, the right wing, finds Blake Meyer inside, who drives hard, runs into a couple Tigers. Strong move. Blake Meyer fouled and won. I think he got hit by D'Angelo Chapman. As you look at the replay, just power move inside.
That was a strong move, and you can see Coach Kuhn as excited as he is. I'm sure it's something they talked about at halftime. Let's get the ball inside.
Meyer misses the free throw, and Maurice Ware comes down with the rebound. Miles Bradley, cross court, Chad Kramer now with the pull-up jump shot. No good, and an offensive rebound no good by Emil Upchurch.
That's good to see him on the offensive boards, though. That's what you need.
All right. The Yellow Jackets offensively, again, trying to find some rhythm inside. Dane Burgess picks up his dribble, kicks out to the wing to Roller. Roller off the ball screen from Bo Bridges. And another turnover. Chad Kramer jumps in the passing lane. He comes down by himself and scores the layup. Chad Kramer, Tigers up 31-20, 5 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the third quarter.
And again, those are the kind of turnovers you want to create, those that go directly into easy baskets at the other end. The hard work was the steal. The easy work is the layup.
And the Yellow Jackets, again, looking to get something going offensively. They have had 3 turnovers in their last 5 possessions here to start the second half. Air ball 3, Bo Bridges with the offensive rebound, gets a second chance and puts it up and in. Tigers 31, Jackets 22, 4 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the third quarter. And the Tigers down in the front court. Chad Kramer in the corner finds Emil Upchurch.
That time spacing was not good. All 5 Tigers were on the same half the court.
Chad Kramer with the pull-up jump shot, no good. Dane Burgess corrals the rebound. And looks like they had Bo Bridges at the post, that he didn't get it. And Coach Kuhn, you could tell, wanted the ball to go inside. And now Bo Bridges with the spin move. Kicks out inside, and Maurice Ware jumps the passing lane and knocks it out of bounds.
And that's one thing they'll look at is the inside-out pass, which is the easiest three-point shot is when you're receiving a pass from underneath the basket.
Absolutely.
You know, we're familiar with what's called the gun, which is a shooting apparatus that, you know, rebounds a shot for you and automatically kicks out to you. That's just like off a gun right there.
Right.
Inside-out pass.
Exactly. Mount Vernon obtains possession, and it is Roller from the corner 3, and it is good for a Hudson Roller.
Well, momentum is starting to change a little bit here.
The Jackets are closed the lead down to 6, 31-25. Tigers lead with 3:45 to play in the third. Maurice Ware on the drive, looks inside to Chunky Haney, has nothing. Anthony Pearson from the wing 3, no good. Tries to get his own rebound, and the Tigers are going to retain possession.
I don't think spacing this quarter has been very good for Senior High. You'll see that in their motion, often they're getting all 5 guys on the same half the court, which is easy to defend.
Right.
You want to use the whole spacing, just like in football. You want to use the whole field offensively. You want to do the same thing in basketball.
Right.
Use the whole half the court.
Maurice Ware, 15-foot jump shot, no good. Bo Bridges grabs the rebound, and Mount Vernon has the ball. Looking to cut this thing to a 1-possession lead. Blake Meyer cuts across and shot no good. Anthony Pearson grabs the rebound, and he's on the run. Chunky Haney out top, setting up the Tiger offense.
Yeah, you can tell there's new life in Mount Vernon now.
And Haney may have gotten away with an extra step, but nonetheless, Chunky Haney with the lay-in. Tigers 33, Jackets 25.
Now, I believe he's right-handed, isn't he?
Yes.
He went up with that with his left hand. That looked good. That was
did.
not an easy shot at all.
Nice shot.
D'Angelo Chapman with good denial on the cutter.
And the Yellow Jackets down inside, and it is Caden Rowland with a nice strong move inside for 2, and the Jackets hanging around 33-27. Tigers are up, 2:20 to play in the third quarter. Maurice Ware with the drive to the right hand, pump fake, shot blocked, but they're going to call a foul there on Dane Burgess, who went up and tried to block the shot there, but I think he got a little bit of arm.
What I like about that is he jump stopped to 2 feet. Instead of just throwing up a wild shot that has very little chance of going in, he came to a good jump stop to where if he didn't feel comfortable going up, he could just kick out and pass it. So very much under control there. And again, I think that's one player you can't afford to get in foul trouble.
Absolutely.
So keep him on the court.
As Maurice Ware misses the first, looks like we had a lane violation on Anthony Pearson. And Maurice Ware is going to sub out of the ball game.
Is this the first time they've picked up full court?
I believe so. One of the few times they had, and the Tigers playing their full court man.
I think it's a good idea. Momentum is certainly in Mount Vernon's favor, trying something.
And there's the turnover, forced the turnover. Chunky Haney on the run. Pull-up jumper from 15 foot is good for Haney. 2 buckets in a row for Haney.
Yeah, that was a good jump shot right there.
Tigers up 35-27. 1 minute, 45 seconds to play in the third quarter.
That's good on-ball pressure right there.
Bo Bridges being pressured by Anthony Pearson. Bo Bridges down inside, misses the layup, and D'Angelo Chapman comes down with the rebound.
Again, he got open by a back screen.
Chad Kramer with the strong move inside, takes a lot of contact, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
And, you know, that's just something else that's a benefit from when you dribble penetrate. If you're able to get to the lane, you're going to draw more fouls than if you just pass the ball around the perimeter.
Absolutely. Chad Kramer's first shot is up and short. No good. And that time I thought Kramer, you know, sometimes the defense never gets in the position, so you just keep going. And Kramer took a lot of contact, got it high up on the glass, and got himself to the free throw line. Now up shooting his second free throw. The first one was no good. Second one is good. The Tigers are up 36-27. 1 minute, 25 seconds to play here in the third quarter.
Now, one other benefit of this full court pressure is Mount Vernon's going to start their offense out further.
And I think we have a timeout by Mount Vernon, and I think Coach Kuhn saw exactly what you saw there, Coach. They were a little bit out of sorts trying to get their offense started out top, and I think that Tiger pressure was really getting them fit. So I think they're going to try to get a set play here. They need a bucket. They were really close, and as we take another live look in the Fredericktown and Centerburg ball game, and Centerburg still leads now by 6, 50-44.
Well, you know, sometimes people think when you full court press, whether it's man-to-man or zone, it's either you do a good job if you get a steal. Well, that's great. But you also, there's other benefits if you're doing it properly. You're going to make the opposition start their offense out further than what they're comfortable with.
Right.
Number one. Number two, maybe you're going to make them shoot the basketball a little quicker than what they really want to go. And the difference is if you just let a team run its half-court offense, they're going to shoot the shots that they shoot every day in practice.
Absolutely.
And you can't let them do that.
Absolutely. We come out of the timeout, the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets with possession, and they get the ball inside to Blake Meyer. The Tigers change defenses, go to the 2-3 zone, which is a good move that time by Coach Sykes.
You're right. You're right.
You know he was drawing up a man play. Mount Vernon shoots 3, no good, and it's going to be out of bounds, and the Yellow Jackets are going to retain possession. Nolan Belcher shot the 3 that time and was just short. And the Tigers remain in the zone for the out-of-bounds under.
Well, Effie, you're exactly right. Added timeouts, Coach Kuhn is going to draw up something, and Marquis said, well, I'll just change my defense on you.
Another turnover. Chad Kramer down inside. A spinning layup is good. Tigers 38. Yellow Jackets 27. 50 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Corner 3 again by Nolan Belcher is short, and we've got what looks like a loose ball foul.
No, I think is he saying it hit the top, the standard up there maybe?
Yeah, I think he's saying it hit the top of the backboard there. So either way, Tigers are going to take possession here with an 11-point lead with 38 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Now, what do you do with an 11-point lead, 35 seconds? Do you go for the last shot here if you can?
Well, if it's me, if I'm the Tigers right now, I am running my offense. We're trying to get better at things, but right now we need to work on moving, ball movement, getting moving, and things like that. We've got an 11-point lead, and you
don't want to lose momentum.
Absolutely. And see, that's where you're getting into trouble. And here's the turnover, and Roller goes down, misses the layup. They get an offensive rebound, no good. Tigers get the rebound. Brock Hill pull up for 3, no good. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter Mansfield Tigers lead 38-27 over the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. And we'll step away. You're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
And welcome back to Pete Henry Gymnasium, and you are taking a live look at a Mansfield alum, a great basketball player, Rick Upchurch, who is the father of Emil Upchurch, Tygers starter. And Coach and I were talking about how great of an athlete Ricky was when he played here.
Now, you talk about somebody who was willing to hit the offensive boards.
Absolutely.
Had the ability to do it. Rick was able to do it. Very skilled basketball player.
And we have, as Blake Meyer was down in the post, I think we're going to get a foul. They're going to call a foul on D'Angelo Chapman down on the inside. And Mount Vernon will have the ball out of bounds under.
Well, since it's the beginning of the fourth quarter, you can let him play. That's his third foul, and you know he's done a pretty good job inside in the post defensively.
They look inside again at Bo Bridges. Turnover. Miles Bradley gets in. He's on the run. Puts up a shot, no good. Upchurch with the offensive rebound. Shad Kramer for three is good. Tigers 41, Jackets 27. 7 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and the first 2 or 3 minutes of this quarter is going to be big for senior high. At least sustain the lead, and if you can, increase the lead.
And they're going to call a bump here on Kramer, who was trying to get some pressure defense, and which is what Coach Sykes wants right now. He wants pressure on that basketball, but I think Kramer is just a little bit too much body that time, and we're going to get a timeout here from Coach Sykes, who is visibly frustrated with the first two foul calls there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I've mentioned this before in our broadcast, Effie, but when that kind of a foul right there, it's so much easier to try to get a player and to rein them in a little bit because they're maybe a little bit overly aggressive, as long as they're not frustrated.
Right.
Than it is trying to talk some young man into being more aggressive.
Absolutely.
Get on the ground. You beg and beg and beg.
Right.
But, so that's something, and it's only 3 team fouls for this half, so, we got ways to go before Mount Vernon gets into the bonus situation.
Right.
But, again, Marquise is probably telling the kids right now, hey, all right, the call didn't go our way, but that's how we want to play.
Right.
Pressure.
Absolutely. As we take a live look in here at the Centerburg-Fredericktown game, which is getting heated up, Fredericktown just took the lead with a 3. And that game with 1 minute, 30 seconds to play, and Centerburg looks like they hit a 3, so they're back and forth in that major contest.
Now, notice how small the gym is. Notice the seating area. Just think if it was not COVID, that place would probably be packed and rocking right now.
Absolutely.
2 outstanding basketball teams.
Back to live play, and Blake Meyer with the nice spin move inside scores the bucket. Tigers 41, Jackets 29. 6 minutes, 38 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter.
It looks like they're coming out with a little zone, doing a little trapping.
Tigers with possession, and Chad Kramer is being pressured out tops, getting double teamed. Kicks outside to Emil Upchurch. Drives hard inside and finishes high off the glass. He gets fouled by Blake Meyer. Nice move by Upchurch.
And we didn't have the camera on his pop-up there in the top row, but he was pretty excited about that. And we talked about in the first half when he got fouled, somewhat of a similar move that eventually he'll get stronger and he'll be able to make that into a three-point play. That was a tough three-point play.
Absolutely. Upchurch puts it in, completes the three-point play. Tigers 44, Jackets 29, 6:15 to play in the fourth quarter as the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets are looking for life here in the fourth quarter. Blake Meyer goes up strong, and he is fouled by D'Angelo Chapman, and he will go to the line for two.
Well, from my angle, and we're sitting up high here, but it didn't look like D'Angelo got his shoulder square.
Right.
You've got to get your shoulder square and, step out, go meet the offensive dribble penetration. So a relatively easy call by the official.
Blake Meyer makes his first free throw, but one thing Coach, if you want to take a charge or you want to be in great position, you got to be willing to take it in the chest. And
exactly.
A lot of times, kids just are not willing to take that one in the chest.
No, hey, you're exactly right.
Blake Meyer knocks down both free throws that time. He's at his season average of 13 points as the Jackets are down in this one 44-31, 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
Here's a prime example when they're putting pressure on the basketball with two guys, means people are open. Keep the ball moving. The ball is going to move a lot quicker than the defensive players are. Keep the basketball moving.
Turnover that time by Miles Bradley as we look in again at Centerburg, up 2 with 25 seconds to play over Fredericktown. And live action here, Mount Vernon, Hudson Roller drives inside. He finds Dane Burgess on the drive against Miles Bradley being physical out front. He finds Blake Meyer, goes for the dunk, misses. Bo Bridges with the offensive board, puts it back up in strong.
Yeah, Mount Vernon stayed on the offensive board that time. Senior High again helped inside out.
And
keep it moving. People are open. You're going to get dribble penetration lanes here if you keep that ball moving.
Chad Kramer with the dribble penetration kicks it outside. Mount Vernon looks like they've switched up to a man-to-man now. They're trying to trap in some certain areas. Maurice Ware kicks over to Upchurch. Upchurch out to Kramer for a deep three, and he knocks it in. Chad Kramer. That gives him 14 points on the night, and that was a nice shot by Kramer right there at the top of the key.
That was deep, and I don't know if Senior High's had a night like this shooting from the perimeter, but that's only going to help them if they can consistently do this.
Bo Bridges down inside with a strong post move. Again, nice touch inside for Bo Bridges. He's got 14 on the night, and the Yellow Jackets down 12, still fighting here with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
But if you're Mount Vernon, you just can't trade basket for basket. If you're Senior High, you can be a little patient. That you want to be aggressive, but I still think you want to be able to get the ball to the basket. Right. Now, Chad Kramer's hit his last 2 threes, I believe. So, yeah, hey, if you got a good look, take it.
All right. And I think for the Tigers, you don't want to get passive here against this zone. You want to penetrate the gaps, and that's a great pass inside. Upchurch inside. Didn't have a move. Cross-court pass. Almost turns it over. Miles Bradley is able to corral it. Chad Kramer with the pull-up three, and it's good. Kramer, back-to-back threes for the Tigers. Gives him 17 points. The Tigers up 50-35 with 3 minutes, 38 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Dane Burgess drives inside, takes the contact, puts it up, no good, but he'll go to the line for 2.
You say Shad Kramer's got 17. Well, he had 3 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So he's come out this second half and playing much better offensively.
And I think, like you said, Coach, what's happening is they're getting the ball down inside, and other than a couple times where Shad has stepped into some threes, it's come from a pass either from the wing or from the inside, a kick out, and he's been able to step in and knock down a three. You know, good shooters become great shooters when they're shooting it from the right spot with a good pass.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And this live look-in has got Centerburg up 60-58 against over Fredericktown. Now they've got 61, 21.1 seconds to play in that one. And right here, we're going to have a timeout, a 30-second timeout by Mount Vernon. The Tigers are up 50-35, 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play. And right now, you know, down 15 points, 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play. What is Coach Kuhn talking about right now with his players?
Well, you know, that's interesting. You know, they're not a team that presses. You know, even though senior high is averaging 16 turnovers a game, you know, Mount Vernon's not a team that really can go out and force turnovers with their pressure defense. But as you said, with 3.5 minutes to go, you're going to have to gamble somehow if you're going to try to get back into this basketball game. So first and foremost, you know, he's coming up with an offensive set right here. I'm sure something they've practiced. And then, yeah, if they do have some full court pressure packages, you know, whether it's zone or man, you know, now's the time they're going to have to go with it.
Yeah, and, you know, and I think that for Mansfield, their thing is right now they don't want to get to a place where, you know, they are being complacent. 3 minutes to 30 seconds to play. They've got to execute, cut down their turnovers, which they've done a much better job here in the second half. But they don't want to get complacent here. Dane Burgess here at the line misses his second shot. Miles Bradley with the rebound.
But realize the defense is going to come after you. So people are going to be open. Driving lanes are going to be open. So, again, keep that ball moving.
And Chunky Haney subs in for D'Angelo Chapman for ball handling. And Mount Vernon's playing tough defensively, trying to get a turnover. But the Tigers handling pressure so far.
But right here you have dribble penetration. Be aggressive.
Out to Kramer, over to Miles Bradley. He finds Maurice Ware, and time is ticking away.
Reverse it. There you go. Keep that ball moving.
Shad Kramer on the right wing finds Miles Bradley. And the Tigers are content to let this clock run. And I think they're going to try to force the Yellow Jackets to come out and foul.
You can see where Mount Vernon doesn't feel comfortable just doing it with man pressure.
Right. And they're finally going to give the foul there. Dane Burgess fouls Chunky Haney. And that is the fourth team foul on Mount Vernon, so it'll be side out of bounds. And the Tigers will look to do the same thing. They're going to force them to come out, foul. They're not looking to doesn't look like they're being aggressive to the basket. They're content, and there's the turnover that Mount Vernon wanted. Poked away from Chunky Haney, and Blake Meyer corrals the turnover. You know, and that's the thing that really worries me about, you know, kind of like a prevent offense, if you will.
Right.
Bo Bridges down inside and turns it over. Shad Kramer comes away with the loose ball. And a foul out front by Dane Burgess reaches in on Kramer.
Well, and again, I've mentioned it tonight. I've mentioned it before, but, you know, the ball moves much quicker than people move.
Right.
You know, when you have this kind of pressure coming after you with you know, two people, and you know, Mount Vernon is not able to really get up there and trap, but they're coming right here with two people. If you just keep that basketball moving, people are going to be open, and you're going to get a great look.
Right. And as the game is ended, Centerburg gets the big win over state-ranked and undefeated Fredericktown. That's a big win on the night. Back here to live action, the Tigers looking to put this one away with 1 minute, 20 seconds to play in the fourth. And another foul called. We're up to what looks like the sixth team foul. Dane Burgess is going to pick up his 5th foul, and Dane Burgess is going to foul out of this game. Burgess, who is a quality player, again, we mentioned he had 23 points Friday night against West Holmes, had a wonderful shooting night, has struggled here tonight, but so has a lot of the Yellow Jackets. This Tiger pressure has really made the difference.
It has. This is as good as we've seen, and this might be as complete a game as Senior High's played this year, at least from what I've seen.
No, I agree. And Nakarian Mitchell into the ball game for the Tigers. And Nakarian will go to the line and shoot 1 and 1. Nakarian Lindsay, freshman, and coaches, not many 9th graders get a chance to get on the Friday night and on the big games for Tigers.
Recent
history
for any school, let alone Mansfield.
Right.
But what's even more amazing is, last year at this time the guy was playing junior high basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Because of COVID, he didn't have the summer
Right.
to mesh with the older players like he usually does.
Mm-hmm.
Because of quarantine, he didn't have the full preseason as most players did. But, and we were talking about it before the game, the coaching staff is so excited about him.
Yes.
And the first thing they said to me was the same thing they said to you, was the kid's basketball IQ.
Right.
So I think Tiger fans are going to be excited about him for the next few years.
Absolutely. Lindsay splits the pair. Tigers are up 51-35. 50 seconds to play. Bo Bridges no good inside. Offensive rebound. Caden Rowland, and he is fouled. And that is the 16th foul on the Tigers, so it'll be out of bounds under for the Yellow Jackets. Nolan Belcher for 3, and it's good from the wing.
And we talked about before the game that 40% of shots attempted by Mount Vernon are 3-point shots, but for the most part, Senior High has had a hand in their face.
Right.
That was one of the few good looks
Right.
that Mount Vernon got tonight.
Absolutely, and we've talked a lot about the Tiger defensive improvement from what we've seen. They've done a much better job of just playing with pace and pressure on the basketball without giving up a whole lot of straight line layups, which I know Coach Sykes has been working on since earlier in the season. So I'm sure they've got a lot to be happy about as D'Angelo Chapman gets the offensive rebound, loses it, and Chunky Haney with 20 seconds to play with the nice move, no good. And Haney gets the offensive rebound. D'Angelo Chapman gets it outside to Lindsay, and the Tigers may just run out the clock here as we get down to 6-5, and the Tigers will enjoy this big OCC win as they're going to walk away tonight with the win. Tigers 51, Yellow Jackets 38, and we will step away and come back to wrap this thing up. The Tigers again win it 51-38. You're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
welcome back to Mansfield Senior, where the Tigers come away with the win 51-38. We're here with our player of the game, Shad Kramer from Mansfield Senior, 17 points on the night, 3 of 6 from three-point land. And Shad, we were just talking, Coach Collins and I were talking, this is, from what we've seen, probably the most complete game you guys have played this year. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I completely agree. As far as playing the team, playing hard and finishing out the game, and like playing the whole game as we should, not no breaks where obviously we can work on, but the whole game I think we were doing pretty good and sticking to our game plan.
Yeah, you look like yourself. You got into a little bit of a rhythm there in the second half, knocked down a couple of threes there. What was it that got you going there in the second half?
Really, it was just, I don't know, shooting when I should, when I'm open. After I saw the first one go in, the other two felt good after that.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your defensive pressure. You guys were, to me, it looks like you guys were all over the court. Your pressure was really stifling tonight, probably as good as I've seen this season. Was that an emphasis coming into this game tonight?
Yeah, it's an emphasis every game, but I think this game was the best we were able to follow through with it. We put a lot of pressure on, got some turnovers. We do that every game, but like I said, we followed out the game plan the whole game.
Well, that's great. Well, and you guys played Mount Vernon tonight. You got to play them at their place again on
Yes.
Friday night. So what are you looking for going into Friday night's game? What are you guys expecting?
A lot of zone, but just to play how we play tonight. If we play tonight, we can come out with a win again. Stopping them on defense and hitting our shots. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Shad, on a wonderful game. You guys played great. And our player of the game, Mansfield Senior High guard Shad Kramer.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And we're going to hand the mic over to Coach Marquis Sykes, who is, I'm sure, a happy man.
Absolutely.
After that performance, not just a win. After that performance, I'm sure, Coach, you are happy about that. Talk about some of the things you were stressing coming into tonight's ball game. What did you really want to get accomplished coming into this game tonight?
For us, it's been very, very simple. Play hard, and that's been the point of emphasis the last couple of weeks. We just looking at film, we felt like it wasn't Tiger basketball. Guys weren't playing as hard as they could the entire time on the floor. Felt like we were coasting a lot and just going through the motions. So tonight, especially, I thought we seemed to put it all together as far as energy and effort part of it. Execution, not always cute, but we'll get there with time and a little bit of practice time, more games. The execution piece will come, but I thought we played hard, played with the right spirit tonight, and were able to come out with a good conference win at home.
Yeah, and, defensively, and Coach and I were commenting pretty much all night about how the defensive pressure just seemed to be, it's always the difference when the Tigers play. But tonight it just looked like some things clicked for a few of your players about how to play defense the Tiger basketball way. What kinds of things did you guys work on to improve your defensive pressure and your overall defensive performances tonight?
I promise you, it's the same drill work that we've always done. Nothing new, nothing special. It's just been a point of emphasis of effort. And I thought the guys didn't take very many plays off tonight. I thought they did get up and they pressured when we asked them to. And that's really the only difference tonight was the energy and the effort was there from start to finish. And we'll continue to focus on that piece. And once we get all 12 guys fully locked in on giving 100% effort, then we'll start adding a few more elements to our defense, a few more wrinkles and some traps and some different presses. But right now the focus is sitting down, guarding your man, keeping him out of the paint, and giving us all the energy and effort that you have in your body.
Well, Coach, you guys played well tonight offensively from three. You were 6 of 13 from three.
Hey.
So you shot it well tonight from the perimeter, which is always a plus. Was there things offensively that you tried to get done tonight that you felt like your kids really done a better job of tonight than in past?
I did think shot selection was solid tonight for us. Guys weren't taking out of character shots for the most part. Obviously, every game you're gonna have a few bad shots. But for the most part, guys were shooting the shots that are makeable for them, and the shot selection was there. We shouldn't be shooting a whole lot of threes anyway. I think 10, 12 is probably a good number for us. And a night that we can make 6 of them, we'll take it, certainly. But that's been a point of emphasis for us is getting up a lot of shots in practice. I promise you we've kept it very simple these last couple of weeks. Get up a lot of shots, try to improve our percentages, and focus on our energy and effort.
All right. Well, congratulations, Coach Marquise Sykes of the winning Tiger basketball team, who come away with an OCC win tonight against Mount Vernon. Great job, Coach. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Good job, Marquise.
And as we take a final look at our final stats for the night, what sticks out to you, Coach?
Well, you know, as you mentioned with Coach Sykes, I mean, 6 of 13 from the three-point line. Number one, I like there was only 13 shots. You know, they didn't just live and die out there, even though, you know, they were shooting the ball extremely well. But that's only going to help them down the road by opening up the lane and let them dribble penetrate, which they do so well. But the one that, you know, and we talked about keys before the game, causing 17 turnovers, and so many of those resulted into, you know, fast break points, which is, you know, a bonus. But, you know, defensively, you know, we talked about at great length. It's difficult when you're guarding the basketball to, number one, contest shots, and then number two, but also don't let them dribble penetrate to the basket.
Right.
And, you know, there are some players out there that can only shoot from the perimeter, so, yeah, they're a little bit easier. There are some out there that can't shoot from the perimeter, so, yeah, you just have to keep them from getting to the paint. But tonight, Mount Vernon had some guys that could do both, and I thought Senior High did a good job of contesting, but also a better job of limiting dribble penetration.
Absolutely. And that was key, because in the game against Mount Vernon, I thought that Mount Vernon was able to do that. They were able to drive the lane, and clearly the Tigers put forth a great defensive effort tonight. And, you know, now where do these teams go from here? You know, they play again. They'll see each other again on Friday night. For both teams, where do you think they go?
Well, you know, that's interesting. I've never been in this situation to play a team this quickly, but, you know, without having games in between, but the adjustments that are going to be made. You know, both teams can make adjustments. It's probably a little bit easier if you're Mount Vernon, but do they come out and put a little bit more pressure on shooters on the perimeter? Well, if they do, Senior High's just got to take advantage of getting to the basket. Now, I will say this. Mount Vernon is not an easy place to play.
Right.
And I know there won't be the Mount Vernon student section there, but, you know, Mount Vernon is not an easy place to play. And I don't think I'm going to be breaking any OH report rules, but because we're not going to be at the game Friday night. I wish we were. But Mount Vernon schools, they do live stream their home games.
Yes, they do.
So Tiger fans can watch the game. You said you went to it. I guess you just go to probably the Mount Vernon school website.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's the easiest way to do it if we're not covering the game. So, you know, that's the easiest way to do it. So, looks like we're being wrapped up here by our crew, and as we go, the Tigers get the win tonight, 51-38 over the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets in this OCC matchup. And before we go, we want to thank our crew tonight, who done a wonderful job as usual. Blake Phelps on the camera, director extraordinaire Adam Thompson, and my partner and the legend Gregg Collins. And for Effie James, and for Gregg Collins, I'm Effie James, and you have watched high school basketball live and free on the OH Report, and we were out. See you next time.